guys, welcome to Fantasy Tip. My name is Max. This is the Week 15 Weekend Ad Player video. It's a pleasure to be here as always. As usual, we'll go over the best streamers for the upcoming weekend. And we will also take a look at category leagues for shots, hits, blocks, and face-offs. Let's jump into it right away. For this weekend, we've got 2 games on Friday, 14 games on Saturday, and 5 games on Sunday. We'll start with the teams that play Friday and Saturday. First, we have the Colorado Avalanche, the Ottawa Senators, and the Vancouver Canucks. To top the list out of these 3 teams, we have Archery Lehkonen. With all the Avalanche's injuries right now, Lehkonen is breaking 22, 23, and sometimes 24 minutes per game, which is crazy for a forward. Add-on playtime with Nathan MacKinnon makes a great ad for this week. Right under, we have Josh Norris, who just came back from IR. I'm filming this on Wednesday night, so I haven't seen him play yet, but I have no doubt that he will be back in top shape between Batterson and Tkachuk. If you guys remember correctly, last year, this line was one of the best lines in hockey. So Josh Norris at 61% rostered is blasphemy. We also have Brock Besser, who's got 9 points in the last 10 games, plays on the power play 1. Evan Rodriguez, who completes the Nathan MacKinnon line. Rodriguez has been on the score sheet every game since December 23rd. He's got 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points in the last 9 games. We also have Ilya Mireyev. I'm not a big fan of Mireyev because he barely does any peripherals, and when he's cold, he's very cold. And I'm not a fan of having zeros everywhere. But he's playing with Elias Pettersson this week, and Elias Pettersson is on fire. He's not slowing down. Mireyev could be a great streamer for the weekend. Andrei Kuzmenko. He plays third line on Vancouver, but he's got 12 points in the last 12 games. Thread carefully, when he's hot, he's really hot. When he's cold, he's really cold. And finally, we have Shane Pinto. Pinto has been scoreless in the past 8 games, but he still hasn't lost his second center role. Still plays between Alex DeBrincat and Claude Giroux, and no matter how cold he is, it is a great spot. For the teams that play Friday and Sunday, unfortunately for us, for the second straight week, there is only one. Fortunately for us, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins and not the Winnipeg Jets. No shots fired, but the Penguins are a lot deeper. We'll start with the usual suspects, Rickard Rakell and Jason Zucker, both playing with Yevgeny Malkin on the second line. Personally, I like Zucker a little bit more due to the peripherals, but Rickard Rakell plays top power play minutes with Sidney Crosby and Malkin, so it was hard not to rank him number 1. At number 3, we have Brian Rust, plays on the line with Sidney Crosby. Right under, we have Ty Smith. Smith shoots approximately 3 times a game, and he's on that top power play 1 spot. Monitor on Friday if he's still there, depending on if Letang or Petrie come back. We also have good old Jeff Carter, a very serviceable streamer, if nobody else is available in your league. Right under, we have Marcus Pettersson. Pettersson gives the occasional point, but he blocks a lot of shots. And finally, for deeper leagues, we have Kasperi Kapanen. Kapanen is really cold and he plays under 10 minutes a game, so thread carefully. But when he gets hot, he gets really hot. For the Sunday games, we have a loaded section. There is 7 teams playing both Saturday and Sunday. We have the Arizona Coyotes, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Los Angeles Kings, the Philadelphia Flyers, the San Jose Sharks, the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Winnipeg Jets. To start off the list, we have Adrian Kempe. 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in the last 7 games. Kempe is around the 70% mark. We also have Blake Wheeler playing with Mark Scheifele and Cole Perfetti. The Winnipeg Jets have a pretty good schedule this weekend. They're playing at Ottawa and at Philadelphia, which are not known to be defensive juggernauts. Right under, we have Max Domi. I've watched 2 Blackhawks games in the past 2 weeks, and Max Domi is the guy that really impressed me. He was on a line with Lucas Reichel, And both of them, every shift, were keeping the opposition in the offensive zone. And they were not playing against nobodies. They were playing against really good players. Right now, Max Domi is in the middle between Tyler Johnson and Patrick Kane. And his stat sheet proves that he keeps on getting better. He's got 10 points in the last 11 games. And Max Domi might be the only player that I would touch out of Chicago. Alex Iafallo, he's got 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points in the last 12. That puts him at 17 points in 23 games on the season. He's only 6% rostered. Victor Arvidsson, another Los Angeles Kings player, very consistent, second line, second power play. Here's a guy I've had a lot of luck with this year, Owen Tippett. This guy shoots, some games he hits, scores goals, and overall he's been pretty consistent on that Flyers roster. William Karlsson is up to 30 points in 45 games, which is a lot better than his underwhelming 35 in 67 last year. We also have Nick Schmaltz. Schmaltz is a big boomer bust candidate, so is every Arizona Coyotes players. I try to stay clear of them, but Schmaltz's usage is just terrific. His PP1 usage, he's on the first line. This guy could explode at any time with the man advantage. Right under we have a good veteran, Logan Couture, who centers the second line in San Jose. Unfortunately, he only plays with Matt Nieto and Alex Barabanov, which is not the strongest second line in the league. But his PP1 spot adds value to a guy like Couture. Joel Farabee has 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points in the last 7 games. Plays on the top power play in Philadelphia. We also have Gabe Vilardi, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points in the last 11 games. This guy is very streaky though, so I would tread carefully. He's been really hot recently, and he plays phenomenally well with Kevin Fiala. Of course, right under, my favorite streamer in fantasy, Scott Lawton. My boy is up to 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points in the last 11 games. He is a fantasy gem. If you've watched my other videos, you've seen what I had to say about him. He never disappoints me. We also have Riley Smith, who's looking a lot more like the Riley Smith from 3 years ago. And it's worth noting that the OG line is back. Riley Smith, Jonathan Marchessault, and William Karlsson. They've been together for a very long time. They have chemistry, and Vegas are not scared to use them together at the moment. And finally, Cole Perfetti. 6 assists in his last 6 games. Another boomer bust candidate, but Winnipeg has a good schedule, as we spoke earlier. Now on to defensemen. First, it might be a little bit of a reach, but we have Sam Girard. I think Girard might be one of the best second pairing defensemen in the entire NHL, and I don't think people realize how good this guy really is. He's on a stacked Colorado team that's dealing with a lot of injuries right now, so I would ride the train while he's hot. He plays second pairing and he plays second power play. He's got 5 points in the last 6 games. Right under we have Seth Jones, who's been going absolutely nuts this week. He's got 6 points in the past 2 games, and he also has 9 points in the last 6 games. It's worth noting that Seth Jones has 19 points on the season only, and he's a whooping -25. Sean Durzi, 24 points on the season. Good, young, reliable defenseman. He's got 3 points in the last 5 games. And right under we have Neil Pionk. I'm going to try to be a little unbiased here, but I just love this guy's peripherals. Couple of shots, couple of hits, couple of blocks. So if you're lacking a little bit of everything, don't be scared to sprinkle a little bit of Pionk. Shane Gostisbehere. The ghost ghosted us last week. He's been pointless in 9 of the past 10 games. I'm not too big on Gostisbehere, but his spot on PP1 and top defensive line with Jacob Chychrun makes him a must on this defenseman list for the weekend. Ty Smith. Ty didn't make the ranking last week, and he went pointless. Fortunately for him this week, he's made the ranking, and hopefully he gets some points on the scoreboard. If Letang and Petrie are not back by the weekend, Ty Smith will conserve his PP1 spot. Up next, we have one of my favorite young defensemen in the NHL, Ivan Provorov. let's not hide ourselves. He's been a massive disappointment this year, and it's sad to see a statistical regression. But never forget that Provorov has a ton of talent and a high ceiling potential. And finally, we have the rookie Jake Sanderson. Plays second power play unit, and he's already on the first penalty kill in Ottawa. The 5th overall pick is up to 16 points this season. Once again, I've placed Jeff Petrie on my list. You guys need to monitor Petrie, because once he's back, he's hopping on that dangerous Pittsburgh power play, and this guy hits and blocks like there's no tomorrow. He's one of the most reliable fantasy defensemen you can find out there. For the goalie streams, I'll start with Adin Hill. Adin Hill will probably get the second game of the back-to-back, and lucky for him, it's against the Arizona Coyotes. After that, we have David Riddick, who's playing at Philadelphia on Sunday. The Jets should also come out victorious. And finally, at number 3, I have the duo of Jonathan Quick and Phoenix Copley. Phoenix Copley has been doing a tremendous job for the Kings. Look out for one of those guys at Chicago on Sunday. At number 4, we have Casey DeSmith. Unpopular opinion, I like Casey DeSmith more than I like Tristan Jarry. Casey DeSmith and the Penguins are playing a tough matchup on Sunday at New Jersey, but it's still a better streaming option than James Reimer or Kaapo Kähkönen at Boston or Peter Mrazek against the Kings. Now on to the category section. We'll start with the shots. There's 3 Pittsburgh Penguins on this list. It's worth noting because they're the only team who plays on the off nights. First, we have Rickard Rakell, who averages 3.1 shots a game, followed by Evan Rodriguez at 3 a game. Riley Smith and Brian Rust averages 2.6 shots a game. Owen Tippett and Victor Arvidsson follows with 2.5. We've got Max Domi, who I'm a big fan right now, averaging 2.3 on the season. Ty Smith averages 3 shots a game. And finally, Logan Couture averages 2.3 shots a game. Now on to the blocks. First, we have the Philadelphia Flyers' big defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen averaging 2.5 blocks a game, followed by Jake McCabe, Ivan Provorov, and Braden McNabb, all averaging 2.3. We also have Marcus Pettersson from the Pittsburgh Penguins averaging 2.2. He plays on the off nights. And we also have Connor Murphy at 2.1 and Mario Ferraro at 2 blocks a game. For the hit categories now, we do not have a new number 1. Luke Schenn still reigns. He averages 4.7 hits a game, which is absolutely crazy. What a gem to have in banger leagues. At number 2, we have Nicolas Deslauriers averaging 4.1 hits a game. Number 3, we have Jack McBain averaging 3.4 hits a game. Still ranks 8th in the entire NHL for the hit category. Right after, we have Paul Cotter. He averages 3.4 hits a game. Parker Kelly at 3.1 hits a game. We have Jason Zucker, who averages 3 hits a game. Brendan Dillon is in here at 2.7 hits a game. And finally, Patrick Brown from the Vegas Golden Knights averages 3 hits a game. For the face-off categories now, at number 1, we have GT Comfer, averaging 9.8 face-offs won per game. I just want to mention GT Comfer just missed the top 7 for the teams that play Friday and Saturday. So if Shane Pinto and company are all taken in your leagues, GT Comfer is the guy who just missed the ranking. At number 2, we have Thomas Hurtel, averaging 9.6 face-offs a game. Philip Danault averaging 9 a game. We have Logan Couture with 8.3. William Karlsson with 8.2. Adam Lowry at 7.4. Jeff Carter at 7.3. Scott Lawton at 7.2. Max Domi at 7.1. And finally, Barrett Hayton at 6.3. But he's been winning a lot more face-offs recently. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying all the way through. Please click the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will catch you for another episode of Fantasy Tip next week. Good luck to everybody this weekend and get those W's.